Well, hello there and good morning to you all. Um, so, this will now be my review for Bleach chapter 580, entitled The Light. So, what or where I can start this. The chapter, first of all, for me, it was interesting one because besides the point that Kubo kind of decided to remember us who are the groupie that follow or followed uh, Bambietta. Uh, he also kind of reveal a little about their abilities and the meaning behind those letters. So, and doing that, he kind of decided to go character by character until the end of the chapter. So, the first character, Candice Catnip, she already was presented to us as the T. Since last week chapter, uh, we see the lightning uh, eating some members of Squad 11. Uh, by that, I kind of make the assumption that the T was something like Thunder Shock, uh, Thunder Wave, something with thunder or related with thunder, and have meaning that this girl has kind of the power to control electricity, and this was kind of confirmed in this chapter that she is the Stern Razor T, the Thunder Bolt, Thunderbolt or Thunder Shock. Uh, but we also see in this chapter that, or in at least one of her companions kind of comments, that her power is not so effective because she only killed 2, 3, 4 Shinigami with that attack. Nonetheless, Kenpachi kinda attacks her and he basically is hit by a thunder wave maybe, um, and he hits the ground, and then he is attacked. Besides that, uh, by Sterner Therapy, Menina's McAllen, and basically is kind of immobile. And also, they kind of confirm that they decided to attack Kenpachi because after he fights against Grammy, he is supposed to be tired, and so they kind of decided to take the opportunity to get rid of him when he was in a weakened state. Uh, then we have Lil Loto or Lil Toto, Stern Ritter Gi, and she is kind of being pursued by some Shinigamis from the 11th Division, and basically she is the G as the glutton, and she kinda, in a way, it kinda remind me of all of that kinda morphed uh, her mouth, and basically it the head of several Shinigami that are going after her. And seeing her using her power, I do remember Bambietta when she was defeated, and she was frankly freaked out. And maybe she was not freaked out because of the all of the girls, but especially because of this girl, Lil Toto, that because she not knew about her power, and did not wanted to be hit hit. Uh, Maybe that was what happened to Bambietta, and this girl was actually the one that basically hit Bambietta after her being defeated. And that will also not surprise me because from how this chapter goes, it appears to me that this group basically is MO or modus operandi is basically they strike against enemies or opponents that are in a weakened state, and destroy them. It appears to me that this is their way of doing stuff. And since it was clear that in the case of Ambietta, all the girls basically hated her, and I think that Bambietta also hated them, it will not be as a surprise if this girl Lil Toto was the one that finished off Bambietta by hitting her. And then we go to the other girl, that Menina's McAllen, the P, with the name of the power. And it appears to me that in from the four group, the four, probably she is the one most able of eventually entering or doing close combat quarters, because we see her kind of grabbing several buildings under big rock, and basically she smashes a group of Shinigami under that rock. Uh, Apparently a very big one, by the way. So I guess this girl, Sternritter repeat the power, basically instead of any great special power or ability or controlling elements or morphing her body or something, basically she has brute force, brute strength, and probably she will be the most suited to fight in close combat quarters, it appears to me. And then we go to Sternritter Z, Giselle. And in this one, I must say that Attacking 101 was one of the reviewers that I usually watch that was, if memory recalls correctly, he was one of the first ones to kinda throw at the hypothesis of she being the zombie. Uh, so congrats on taking 101. But if we think elite. It kind of makes sense because there are not a lot of words uh, in Japanese in the list. If also memory serves me right, that can be starting by a Z. So it was interesting to see her powers working. And basically, tells to the Shinigami that go after her that she is not very good at combat. Nonetheless, they kind of decided to kill her. But when one of the guys kind of cuts her, her blood kind of spreads, and apparently, if her blood kind of hits you on the face, on the hand, or in some other part of your body, you will become kind of a corpse, or you will become, or you turn to be under control of her, and then she can order you around like you are kinda a zombie, and eventually she does that, and basically all the Shinigami that were hit by her blood, she kinda orders them to commit suicide, and they do it. So these four girls are a setting of powers interesting in the sense that we have one member of the group that has uh, the power, or probably is the most proficient in close combat quarters. We have Candice that basically is apparently good at long range attacks. And then we have the other two that, according to what we saw about her abilities, probably are very good at defense. So it's kind of interesting setting up of powers working together. So I liked it. Now, on the final page, after apparently the four girls kinda single-handedly dispatched all the members of Squad 11, they kinda decide to go to where Kenpachi is, and they kinda are arguing about who is going the one that will do the finishing blow. And then we see on the sky something. It was not clear for me if that kind of strange skeletal face is energy, a sign, it's not clear, and I can only interpret that in three ways. The first way is that this is kind of the sign to show us that because of this attack and because of Saraki sees all or a lot of members of Squad 11 to being killed, Nozarashi kinda decided, okay, that's enough, we need to go Bankai. That could be one explanation behind that sign on the sky. Second explanation, it could be kinda, let's say, a garganta, and it could be the situation where Kubo kinda decides to bring to the story uh, the group that Urahara gathered in Wecomundo, probably led by Grimjaw. Third hypothesis. In a way, that could also be a sign, kinda telling us that the Fullbringers are going to appear. But from these three hypotheses, the most likely to happen, in my opinion, probably are hypothesis 1 and hypothesis 2. So, and regularly, that was the chapter. So, like did I say in the beginning, it was a very interesting one. I like the way that Kubo did show us how the powers of these girls kind of work in a way. I think that they are far from over in the sense of showing all their deck of attacks, but it was interesting, and it makes a very interesting group and a very interesting setting up of powers working together. It was very interesting in my opinion. And then that cliffhanger at the end, that either honestly is Norazashi awakening to a Bankai, or it could be the sign for the arriving of someone else, either the group in Wekomundo that was gathered by Urahara, or eventually the Fullbringers that are already in Soul Society with the Shibas and so and such. So that's it. This is my review. Hope you enjoy. Stay well, peace, and see you soon.